Welcome back to Bible and Blues. We are marching straight forward through John 16 tonight. Before the clip you saw at the beginning, I took that with my drone this morning, and it was kind of funny. I sent it up there, and I set it up to do a time lapse, which does a pretty good job of it. Then as it's going, it's almost 400 feet above ground level, which is the legal limit for a drone to go up, because after that you start to deal with manned aircraft areas, right? So I'm up there and getting this shot, and then all of a sudden I see my obstacle avoidance kick in. I'm 400 feet in the air. What's going on? And I know what it was. It was a freaking bird. It was a bird checking my drone out. And I was like, nope, not playing with that. We're coming down. So I wanted to get more. I was actually going to go for get about a minute and a half long shot. But when you have a bird taking interest in that thing, those things are they're not cheap. So I was like, nope, I'm not leaving that up there. I've got what I got, and I'm calling it good. But then, the way the day turned out here, it is currently about 5:40, and it started raining about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So that's why we're in here in the rainy one. So it's actually called Lake Retreat, Lakeside. I'm not sure I can't remember exactly what it is, because there's a lake out that way, and if you look behind me, it looks like there's water there. That's where we're at today. So, but I like the ambiance here a bit, and I like so it's very relaxing. And when we're getting into our Bibles, we need to relax. So let's relax. Take in my sultry tones as I go through John 16, and we continue on as Jesus is speaking with the disciples. This is all just before he's crucified, so he knows what's coming, and we're getting very intimate details here. All this I have told you so that you will not fade away. They will pull you out of the synagogue. In fact, the time is coming when anyone who kills you will think they are offering a service to God. Right there, boom! First line, first two verses. He's saying that people will try to kill you, and they'll be thinking it's a service to God. This is big. And I'm kind of thinking about our politics right now. So it's really kind of scary world these days. That but this is what they're saying. And as Americans, Western world people, I really appreciate the freedom that we have. That if we have the protections of the Constitution to worship in any way, shape, or we want to. So they will do such things because they have not known the Father or me. I have told you this so that when their time comes, remember that I warned you about them. I did not tell you this from the beginning because I was with you, but now I am going to him who sent me. None of you ask me where you're going. Rather, you are filled with grief because I have said these things. But very truly I tell you, it is for your good that I'm going away. Unless I go away, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. When he comes, he will prove the world to be in the wrong about sin and righteousness and judgment. About sin, because people do not believe in me. About righteousness, because I am going to the Father, where you can see me no longer. And about judgment, because the prince of this world now stands condemned. I have much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. But when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into all truth. He will not speak on his own. He will speak only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. He will glorify me, because it is from me that he will receive what he will make known to you. All that belongs to the Father is mine. That is why I said the Spirit will receive from me what he will make known to you. We're seeing kind of more in the relationship between the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And, the whole, the way they work together for things to happen. Jesus, while he was here, was doing what God told him, and he was, and now that he's going back, he's going to be back to be one with the Father, and the Spirit's down here with us, and it's going to be following instructions, and it's just the circular relationship of the Trinity. Jesus went on to say, "In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me." At this, some of the disciples said to one another, "What does he mean by saying, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'? And because I am going to the Father?" They kept asking, What does he mean by a little while? We don't understand what he's saying." Jesus saw that they wanted to ask him about this. So he said to them, "Are you asking one another what I meant when I said, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'?" I know this sounds redundant, but if you go through how these things were written, one of the ways that they emphasized things was by saying it 3 times. This is the 3rd time it's said, and that emphasizes the importance of it. So I think we need to understand how things were written when we're in these times. They didn't have certain we have very open ideas of how things should be written, and first person, and how stories are told, and everything. They had a different view. So the fact that this is said a 3rd time is is elevating its importance. Yeah, so, "Very truly I tell you, you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. A woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come, but when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So with you, now is your time of grief. But I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. In that day, you will no longer ask me anything. Very truly, I tell you, my Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. Until now, you have not asked for anything in my name. Ask, and you will receive, and your joy will be complete. Though I have been speaking figuratively, a time is coming when I will no longer use this kind of language, but will tell you plainly about my Father. In that day, you will ask in my name. I am not saying that I will ask the Father on your behalf. No, the Father himself loves you because you have loved me and have believed that I came from God. I came from the Father and the entire world. Now I am leaving the world and going back to the Father." Then Jesus' disciples said, "Now you are speaking clearly and without figures of speech. Now we can see that you know all things and that you do not even need to have anyone ask you questions. This makes us believe that you came from God." "Do you not believe?" Jesus replied. "A time is coming, and in fact has come, when you will be scattered, each to your own home. You will leave me all alone. Yet I am not alone, for my Father is with me. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Here ends the reading of the Lord. Thanks be to God. This very intimate time with Jesus and the disciples. We're very privileged to have these words to read, and I can't emphasize enough. That he says straight up, "I've been speaking figuratively. A time is coming when I will no longer use this kind of language, but will tell you plainly about my Father." And in that day, but then he also discusses about how they will grieve. Grieving is a natural thing for what is coming. I mean, I've mentioned it before. I recently lost my dad. We grieved that. We still grieve that. And, grief comes in many forms, but we still grieve that. I still think about times when it's like, oh, I'd like to talk to my dad about that subject, or, our football team had a great game, or, things like that, or, some political thing, because I lean right. He was very, very, very emotionally right. But towards the end, of course, he didn't care as much. It just kind of riled him up, so we grieve. We would grieve the loss of their they're going to grieve the loss of their teacher, of their mentor, of Jesus, and Jesus says, "I will be back." They're confused. I mean, this is a time. This is a big, huge claim. First off, there really isn't anything in Jewish history. Correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments, without a doubt. If you think I'm wrong about this and you have something about it, please let me know. But as I understand, there really wasn't any tradition of people coming back from death. Coming back to life was a very unusual thing then, as it is now. Jesus did it with more than one person, though. He brought more than one person back. His friend Lazarus is one of the stark examples. There are others who, were on death's bed that we don't know if they died or not, but they were healthy when they got, and by his word. So we don't know for certain, but as I understand, this whole concept of I will be going away, and when he says he's saying it in a gentle way, that he's going away, I don't think he's not really saying they're going to come kill me, but it does say that you will grieve. They're still. I don't think they're understanding it. What's going to be happening? Although he has mentioned it more than once in the time leading up to this. The time before, because he was with him for 3 years, he knew what was coming. It's, you only had me for a little while, and it's like when Mary, washed his feet and dried his feet with her hair. This was, he said, "You'll only have me for a little while, but the poor will be here They're just a thing about the human condition. The poor will be here. There will always be poor. Poor to help. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of work." So to do that. So these are some of the things he talked about. Anyway, I'm starting to babble. I feel like I'm starting to babble a little bit, and so I'm going to let it go. But hey, I really appreciate you being here with me tonight. Pray for the people in because the people from Helene and the people from Milton are still having issues. Of course, there's things that are going to take years to come out of, and so we want to support them and lift them up. So please give as you can. Be there for people. If you have friends, check on them, and make sure you hug your loved ones and hug your children. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.